Tenth Elegy. Sometime at last, at the end of the sombre vision, may my song ring out in jubilant praise with the angels. Let not the clear stroke of the hammers of the heart yield to an unsure or slack or snapping string. Let my tear-stained face lend me radiance. Let my subdued weeping bloom. Oh, how dear to me then you will be, you nights of grieving! Why did I not kneel to receive you, inconsolable sisters, or lose myself in your unloosened hair? We wasters of sorrows, how we look far off through the tragic length of time to foresee, perhaps, their end. But they are only our winter's leaves, our dark evergreen, one of the seasons of the secret year, not only season, they are place, camp, dwelling, soil, home. Alas though, how strange are the byways of the city pain, where in unreal stillness, magnified by violent tumult, the exploding monument, vaunting in gilded clamor, bursts from the mold of emptiness. Oh, how an angel's tread might leave no trace of their market of comfort with the church on the boundary line, but ready for use, clean and closed and disillusioned as a post office on Sunday. But outside ever ripples the edges of the fair, swings of freedom, divers and jugglers of zeal, and in the lifelike shooting ranges of bedizened luck, targets jerk, jangling when one who is more skillful happens to hit the mark. Stunned by applause, he staggers on further, for booths that can most please the curious are drumming and shouting. But for the elder ones, there is something special to see, how money multiplies, anatomy, not for amusement only, the organs of money, all, the whole, the process, instructive and made fruitful. Oh, but just outside, behind the last boarding, plastered with placards of deathless, that bitter beer that seems sweet to the drinkers as long as with it they eat fresh distractions. Just as the back of the boardings, just behind them, it is real. Children play and lovers embrace each other, apart earnestly in the thin grass, and dogs roam at will. The youth is drawn further on, perhaps he loves a young lament. He follows her into the meadows, she says, far away, we live out there. Where? And the youth still follows. He is moved by her poise, her shoulder, her throat. Perhaps she comes of a great race, but he leaves her, turns, looks back, waves. Why? She is a lament. Only those who die young in their first condition of timeless serenity, that of being weaned from earth, follow her lovingly. Maidens she awaits and befriends. Gently she shows them what she is wearing, pearls of sorrow and the fine spun veils of patience. With youths she walks in silence. But there, where they live in the valley, one of the elder laments approaches the youth when he questions her. We were once, she says, a great race, we Lamentations. Our fathers walked the mines in that mountain range. Among men you will sometimes find a piece of polished original pain, or the dross of petrified rage from some old volcano. Yes, that came from there. Once we were rich. And she leads him lightly on through the vast landscape of lamentation, shows him the columns of the temple, the ruins of castles from which, long ago, lords of the realm of lament wisely governed the land, shows him the tall tear trees and the fields of flowering sadness, known to the living only as tender foliage, shows him the herds of grief in the pasture, and at times a startled bird flying straight through the field of vision traces the far-reaching sketch of its lonely cry. In the evening she leads him to the graves of the eldest of the race of lament, the Sibyls and the Seers. But at nightfall they move more quietly, and soon, rising in moonlight, watching over all, the tomb, brother to that on the Nile, the towering sphinx, the silent chamber, the face, and they are astounded at the regal head that is forever silent, the human face on the scale of the stars. Dizzy with the nearness of death, his glance perceives it not, but her gaze frightens the owl from behind the rim of the absinthe, and the bird brushing in long slow strokes along the cheek over the ripening curve, faintly inscribes the new insignia of the dead, as though on the double open page of a book the indescribable outline. And higher the stars, new ones, stars of the land of sorrow, slowly Lament names them. There, look, the rider, the staff, and the fuller constellation they call fruit garland. Then farther toward the pole, cradle, way, the burning book, doll, window. But in the southern sky, pure as within the palm of a consecrated hand, the clear resplendent M, which signifies mothers. But the dead must go on, and silently the elder Lament leads him as far as the gauche, where the spring of joy shimmers in the moonlight. With reverence she names it, and says, among men it is a life-giving stream. They stand at the foot of the mountain, and there she embraces him, weeping. Alone he climbs to the mountains of original pain, and not once does his step sound from out that soundless destination. Yet were the irrevocable dead waking in us a symbol, see, they would point, perhaps to the catkins hanging from empty hazels, or they would mean the rain that falls on the dark earth in early spring. And we, who think of a mounting happiness, would feel the emotion that almost stuns us when happiness falls. Duino 1912, Paris 1914, Musot 1922.